Hi there. Welcome back to my channel. So today we're doing a general love reading and we have the 5 of Cups on the bottom of the deck with this um, Emperor card here where it kind of looks like this entity or this bigger person, someone with like more power is like manipulating others or kind of using others or kind of like using people as like a pawn. There could have just been like some deception, some harsh words, um, something that created like an imbalance in the situation where you or the other person felt as though you had to go in a different direction in order to like make things right. Like you felt like what's best for you was to just remove yourself. It could have been like starting to mess with your head, create anxiety. So like you felt like there was secrets, there was things that this other person was keeping in the dark. They didn't want to come forward and be transparent with you. So it was like putting too much pressure on you, like literally giving you a headache, taking you down like some road or some path that you knew like people around you wouldn't approve of. You felt like this person was like doing things purposefully or using people around them, or like this is just the type of person that kind of like manipulates others for their own benefit or their own gain, and that's why they're not able to be fully upfront and transparent. So regardless, like whatever happened, it created enough here to where even though there was still potential, you were like forced to kind of see the bad or see, I just saw 222. It's like forced to see realistically that like certain things were not working out or had already started to fall apart, and trying to like be like a realist, right? Like see what's going on or what's going wrong, see like that it could potentially go in this direction. Just trying to be like honest with yourself about certain things that could end up really hurting you down the line, right? So maybe like when you were trying to talk to this person about your concerns, it created like a lot of conflict, or there was like some sort of conflict where there was like harsh words said or exchanged, which was really hard to like look past, get over, continue the connection forward. Definitely could cause like a halt or a stop. So yeah, that's gonna be like the theme, I guess, or that's all of our bottom of the deck energy. So that's kind of a lot of like what's been happening or what's happened in the past. So we're going to look into if there's, someone that's been on your mind or popping up as I've been describing this. Yeah, there very well could be someone in your life that you've had this dynamic with. So we're going to see what else comes through. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned. So this side here, we have the viewer, and this side here, we have the person on your mind as I'm reading this. So with the Eight of Cups being the viewer, you watching this could have very well been the one to like walk away, see the issues, the one to kind of try to initiate conversation, and then you were maybe met with like kind of a harsh energy or an uncertainty, or feeling as though you were going to have to be very patient, do a lot of waiting. Um, but there could have been something about it to where it's like your gut or your intuition was just telling you like something's wrong, something's off, like there's something this other person's hiding. With the past energy, you were just like very much sensing it's like this person was kind of choosing to give you less purposefully. So it's like their actions weren't lining up with their words. They weren't necessarily following through. You felt like they were being very selfish. They were giving more to others. Like if they have a family or if they are super close with their family or they have kids or something, it's like they were almost using that as an excuse, but in a way that was like imbalanced or unfair. Um, like they weren't being honest. Like they would be like, "Oh, I have to do certain things with my kids or with my family or et cetera, et cetera." And then they weren't really doing that. Like it's like they were lying about that in order to like purposely not have to give to you emotionally or something. Um, yeah, I'm picking up on this energy where you could just really sense that this person was not going to show up for you in the ways that you wanted, or they were already tied to something or preoccupied or like already giving their energy to something else. So they didn't have any energy to give to you in the way that you deserved. And so with this card, it's this person is seeing pairs and couples like all around them. And it makes them kind of realize how unfulfilled and unhappy they are with their life is the way that it is. And so it's like they want to retreat and kind of leave the emotional place that they're in order to pursue that emotional fulfillment and that happiness. So ultimately, you could want like your person, your partner, um, that marriage, family, or even just having that like content feeling of knowing that like you and your person, you and your match kind of found each other connected in your own unique way. So with this being your energy towards them, I'm getting two things. Like, one, I feel as though you really wanted this with this person, or you just really wanted this in general, and you felt like they were already preoccupied, they're already have their energy tied up in another direction. So at first, you maybe tried to give them the benefit of the doubt and be really patient. And then eventually it's like you kind of realize this was like a never ending spiral, or there was just certain games being played, or it's like this person's using these certain things in order to not have to fully commit or show up for you in present time in the way that you deserve. And so all of these realizations then kind of triggered you to want to like go in another direction and see if you can find that. It was like getting too much water under the bridge or too much negativity to where you were starting to feel as though the potential for things to like grow in a positive direction, it was like never going to get there, or it would be like half baked. Like I'm seeing like with this here, the Seven of Pentacles is kind of like being patient until you can harvest, right? And playing the long game kind of, but this apple here is like only half. So with the Six of Pentacles in the past, it's like you felt as though you were having to compromise or sacrifice or like settle for, I just saw 444, settle for less than or like half of what you deserve, just like compromise in some way that was like really taking away from having your needs met emotionally. It's where you started to feel as though maybe you could go in another direction and connect with someone else and find that. Um, so at this time, you could be questioning that. Like you could be really going back and forth with our present energy, the Two of Swords and the King of Swords, the feminine King of Swords. You could be really questioning, like, was this the right move? Was I right to like bite back and protect myself? Like you maybe had to step into a pretty masculine energy in order to kind of like get the job done, if you will, or just get the connection into a more finalized place. So then you could go in your own direction. But now it's like you kind of go back and forth, or you're starting to like question or doubt, like maybe there would have been, like maybe you weren't patient enough, maybe the connection would have eventually went in a more positive direction, like maybe they would have started to give to you more over time. um Definitely like really questioning the choice that you made, really questioning like wanting to remove yourself, questioning if it was worth it, or like if you were in the wrong, or if the other person was actually right. Like, because it was, I heard like in your gut you just felt as though something was just like off, right? Like something wasn't right, and so you're starting to wonder, like, was your intuition correct on that? um because this person here was showing up with the King of Cups, and their energy towards you, we have the Eight of Pentacles. So this person could be coming to you at this time and being more vulnerable, more open emotionally, kind of like wearing their heart on their sleeve, like opening up to you, revealing their true emotions. So it's like you could be seeing them in a different light, seeing them like starting to work on themselves more, and actually starting to work on like the things that matter. Um, yeah, this person could have recently been triggered to like access like a deeper part of themselves, or they could have felt compelled to come towards you and apologize and tell you that they would like want to work on things. So you could have went from feeling very sure that you needed to like go off in your own direction, or that this was not going to be what you had hoped or give you what you desired or what you needed, to then suddenly kind of getting in your head and going back and forth, like, is this person working on themselves? Are they going to change? Is it worth actually being patient? But it's like hard for you to look past what's happened in the past, right? It's hard to forget about like certain games that this person was trying to play and the way that things were. So there is like a potential to reconnect, and to go in another direction, right? But with our future energy, the Emperor in the reverse, we're definitely seeing like at this time, Spirit is confirming that this person is not able to step up and present themselves in the energy that you would need at this time, or to be like, this person's very wishy-washy, right? With the Emperor, it's like a force, like a solid rock, um, something stable that you can kind of lean up against or rely upon, right? Like maybe not the most like sensitive, emotional, open, but very grounded, and they're just kind of on that level to oversee your needs like in a different way and help offer that support and that stability, reliability, consistency, right? Like all of these things. But there's also a lot of passion as well, right? But it's like a very grounded sense of passion. So it's, these could be things that this person kind of struggles with, like with them showing up in the King of Cups. Like I said, it's like they may be coming back, like really wearing their heart on their sleeve and presenting their emotions and like showing you their depth and how much they're working on themselves. But there's just a lot of other qualities that they struggle with. Like they are not as grounded. It's hard for them to stay consistent over time. This could be someone who's very like influenced and swayed by their emotions. So right now they're trying to put in the work and trying to kind of like guide themselves with this like boat being over their heart, what I'm getting is like they're still very much guided by their emotions and very much connected to this very emotional side of them. And that's definitely what's like leading them. So right now, yeah, like I said, they're just very emotionally triggered or compelled to come towards you. Or if you were to reach out to them, it's like they would maybe like really open up to you, like literally cry to you, open up to you in a way you haven't seen before, right? So a lot of what you're seeing or what's happening could then ensue a lot of inner conflict with you of thinking like, okay, should I let this it's like wondering, should you give it another chance or should you come back around or allow this to come back around, or thinking like, was I wrong to be so harsh and to cut it off, or was I wrong to feel so confident that I would need to go in another direction to find that same sense of fulfillment. When you first met this person, you could have been like really sure about them or really liked them or really thought they were going to be like a strong connection in your life and really reciprocate the same energy. And then you kind of had to realize that there was more to it, or there was something happening that was really unfair, and kind of choose yourself or put yourself first. So it's hard for you, like you go back on that and wonder if it was like the right move, like if your intuition was right. So from what we're getting from the reading here, it looks like in the future, once things get more serious and you would like need more from this person or expect more from the connection, it is going to be difficult for them to show up in certain ways or to stay very grounded, consistent, stable in the connection. Even though right now in present time they're being very like vulnerable and open and showing a lot of emotion towards the situation. You could go back and forth on like, should I wait it out more and be a little bit more patient, or is that just going to be like a waste of time? Like, am I going to get as much out of that as I'm investing by like being so patient, right? In the past, you really felt like it was going to be unfair or something was going to be unfair about it. Like you just kind of deserved more, right? Um, and yeah, it's like really difficult to overlook that or to like look past whatever has happened here. Something keeps like drawing you back to seeing this and like really this like lonely kind of feeling, right? But it's very positive that this person here is really working on themselves. Like it looks as though they are taking that time to do the inner work and kind of figure out what is going on with them emotionally and how to like apply certain practical tools and skills to their life in order to kind of better themselves. With the Eight of Pentacles, I also um, kind of am seeing like they could be in this stage where they're trying to do the inner work to really transform and change into a different person, but right now they're kind of focused on the wrong things, or like they're focused on like the outward appearance or certain things, like doing things on the outside that make it look as though they're already there and they've already went through that transformation without like taking the time to truly ground themselves and like go through all the different steps needed in order to fully come out the other side and make that transformation. It's like trying to skip certain things and then decorate it in such a way that it looks as though you went through this like massive transformation. I don't know if that makes sense. Like kind of walk the walk without being able to like back it up and talk the talk. Yeah. If that makes sense. Like not necessarily fully knowing what they're doing or saying or presenting as. It's like they're on a journey and they're still trying to figure it out, but that's really great that they are in this place of like wanting to take accountability or reconnect. I'm definitely like, it could be them reaching out to you to apologize, or it could be like you kind of going back and forth, wondering if you made the right choice. So, like, you reaching out to see how they're doing, and then them being like really receptive to it, like really wanting to communicate, showing a lot of emotion, which catches you off guard. Or, like, yeah, if they're reaching out, they're like showing a lot of emotion, which catches you off guard. Yeah, but it's definitely looking like at this time they're struggling to like fully get there, if that makes sense. So, in the extended reading, we're going to take a deeper look into them and where they're at right now, what they're really doing, their energy towards you, their thoughts, and their feelings. So, that will be linked in the description box down below. But if not, thank you so much for watching this reading. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a great day.